All right, so the first reason that I bought this motorcycle, the Ninja 400, is because of the style. So first thing I love about this is the paint job. This is the Kawasaki Racing Team Edition paint job, which is black, green, red, and white. When I look at the style of this bike, something that stands out to me that I want to point out is I love how there's this gold right here that's on the pipe headers. I think that's just awesome. I really love the way they did that. The other thing that I like about the styling is, you know how this is a Ninja, right? So here, I don't know why this area here, it reminds me of like a Ninja claw or something that's been scraped with a Ninja claw. I think that's cool. And I know this is puns and it's kind of cheesy, but you know, thinking about a Ninja, the wheels are stars, and we know ninjas fight with ninja stars. So I think that that's cool. The wheels are like ninja stars. And then last but not least, I really love the lights here. You know, the lights, they look very aggressive. And what's cool is when you turn them on, the bottom parts right here, right there, that little tip, they'll turn on. And let me see if I could get that in the camera. You know, I love it. I call it a two-stage lighting process. So first they'll light up like that, you know, and then when the bike's fully on, they'll light all the way up. So I always thought that was cool. So that was the first reason I bought it, for the style and the design of it, which as y'all can see, I think it's a very sexy bike. Okay, the second reason I bought this bike was for the class leading power. It is a 400 series, a Ninja 400, but as far as I know, it was the only 400 that was at 399 cc's. The other bikes that I was looking at, like the Duke RC390, it was a single cylinder sitting at 373 cc's. Also, like the Yamaha R3, I was looking at that. And I know you can't really compare a R3 to a 400, but it's what I was looking at. I was also looking at the CBR 300 and the CBR 600. Something that I think is pretty notable is the CBR 600 was making the same amount of horsepower and newton meters of torque as the Duke RC390. They're making the same horsepower, and I think actually the RC390 with a single cylinder was making more torque and more horsepower. So if the 390, which is sitting at 373, is making more torque and horsepower than a 600, then my Kawasaki Ninja 400 that's sitting at 399 cc's is definitely, and it's a twin, is definitely doing well. So that was the other reason I bought it, was for the power. As far as the 400 series, it has the most power, not to mention some of the smoothest power. Yeah, some of the smoothest power that I've experienced on a bike so far. All right, the other reason I bought this bike was to commute. Now, even though it is an aggressive looking bike, when you get on the bike, it's not aggressive from a sitting standpoint, so it's pretty comfortable to ride to work. I got a commute of about somewhere between 35 and 40 miles, depending on the route that I take. With that being said, even though it's aggressive looking, it's not as aggressive feeling. It's more of an upright position. So that was one of the reasons I got it, for the commuting benefit. The other reason is the gas, right? We all know gas is pretty high right now. Right now, this bike, even with me riding it pretty crazy, I'm getting, let's see where we're sitting at. I'm getting 45 miles to the gallon, you know, average. And that's with me riding the bike hard. Now, if I was to ride the bike in eco mode, I could get it up to 55 or 60. I've done that before. That was another feature about the bike from the commuting standpoint, was the eco mode. So the bike does have something called an eco mode. And I found that it seems to work if you're keeping the RPMs below. If you're keeping the RPMs below 6, right at 6 or below, the bike will go into an eco mode. So that's pretty cool. The bike goes into eco mode, and that was a big help from the commuting standpoint. Just look at that thing, man. That's pretty. Yeah, so that's why I got it for commuting. Also, talking about commuting and gas, before the whole Russia-Ukraine special military operation, it was costing me about somewhere between $9 and $11 to fill this up. Right now, and keep in mind I got stock exhaust on there. Right now it's costing me about 16, between 16 and 18, depending on where I go. And that is premium gas here in California. So I do put premium in here, but yeah, still pretty cheap on gas. I'm getting somewhere between, I think this thing does like 250 miles, 300 miles, something like that. All I know is I'm not having issues with it. It's great for commuting. Definitely a gas saver, and it's just so pretty at the same time. Okay, another reason that I got this bike is because I'm a competitive person and I love trying new things and learning new things. And even though this is a bike that I bought for commuting, it does have the versatility of being a track bike to take it onto the track. Now, when I say that, I think about this bike being a track bike from two perspectives. Number one, right now, it's a bike that I can keep completely stock, take it to the track, and learn how to ride super sport style. But this is not going to be my last bike, right? It's also a bike, thinking about it from a track perspective, it's also a bike that once I do get my second bike, right, this is a bike that I can keep, upgrade the rear suspension, upgrade the front suspension, make the bike lighter, and totally turn it into a track toy, right? So there are a lot of people who will buy these bikes stock and then they'll mod them out. They'll mod them out to go and race. I think TST channel or something like that, they had a video. They have a Ninja 400. They fully tracked it out and they won a championship on it, a championship race or something like that. So these bikes are known to be good bikes to buy and then fully track out. So that was another reason I got it, being able to grow into tracking the bike and engage in my competitive side. So that's awesome. All right, so last but not least, would I buy this bike again if I had to start over? The answer is yes. You know, as I mentioned before, when I bought this bike, I was looking into 3 other bikes. I was looking into the Yamaha R3. I was looking into the Duke RC390. I was looking into I'll be in there, babe. I was looking at the Duke RC390. I was also looking at so I was looking at, hold on, let me say, I was looking at the Duke RC390, I was looking at the Yamaha R3, and I was also looking at the CBR 300 and CBR 600. And for me, I felt like this was just the perfect bike. The color scheme, the Japanese reliability of the machine. I mean, it's just an awesome bike. So this is why I bought the bike. And, you know, it's not every reason that you should, but it's the reason that I did. So if you're thinking about getting a Ninja 400, hopefully this can be a helpful determinant in if you should get it. If this video was helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel. I'm a newer YouTuber and I would really appreciate it. Thank you.